Gravity Falls, one of the few quality cartoons of the past decade. It was a show I'd missed when it was on the air. I only caught up to it when me and my friend recorded every episode on his DVR. We spent 2 days binge watching the entire show. I fell for it immediately. I love the setting, the voice acting, the jokes, the art style, and the characters. Well, most of them. There's one character that stands out from the rest, and when I say stands out, I mean in a jarring, awful way. Soos, one of the main characters of the show, is an ugly, obese, lazy loser in his mid to late 20s who lives off his very elderly grandmother while working at the Mystery Shack. And he has fucking rat teeth! Why did they give him rat teeth? Everything about this character is repulsive. His character design makes you want to turn your entire face away from the screen. On top of this, he is, in my opinion, just an incredibly unlikable character with no redeemable qualities to speak of. Especially when he's a dick to the children.
And if you look to your left, you'll see miserable Mabel, the girl who went bonkers after her dreams were shattered by some heartless jerk.
You know, I'm impressed with you guys. You're a lot more clever than you look, especially the fat one.
He's talking about you.
He seems to only be in the show to serve as comedy relief, and if that is the case, then he should at least be funny. It seems to me like they wrote the entire script of the show, and then Disney stepped in and said, "Hey guys, put more jokes in. It needs more gaffes and goofs for the kids, you know?" To which the creators replied, "But Mickey Mouse doesn't need any more jokes. We already put more jokes in. I'm gonna cancel the fucking pilot, and that'll be the joke that I add in. Yeah, how you feel about that, eh?" Everything about his character just feels forced. I mean, just watch these clips.
All right, look alive, people. I need someone to go hammer up these signs in the spooky part of the forest.
Not it.
Not it.
Also not it.
Nobody asked you, Soos.
I know, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm always noticing weird stuff in this town. Like the mailman, pretty sure that dude's a werewolf.
Your cape is caught in your fly, Soos.
Touché. This is the best moment of my life. This totally beats my old best moment. Hey, anyone want to play race cars? They're out of batteries, but we can make pretend. Would it be a new low if I ate that? I'm just kidding, I'm totally eating it. Yes, I will have some of your old-timey face food. Ew, dusty.
Hey, seriously?
It was him.
Did any of those make you laugh? Because I know I was just rolling on the floor after watching them.
I thought he was just joking.
You know Dipper's jokes are terrible.
On top of just being abhorrent to all 5 senses, Zeus is also one of the biggest hurdles the characters in the show have to overcome. Not only does he constantly mess everything up that Dipper and Mabel try to do, but he ends up putting them in mortal danger while doing so, with his own selfishness and stupidity.
Cracked lens? Soos, get a photo! What are you doing?
Oh, I still got one left. Don't worry, dude.
Tell me where Stan is.
Never. You'll never find Stan. On the second door to the left, down the hall. Wait, why did I say that?
Soos! Psst! What's going on? Just press the switch already!
Okay, so I was gonna do that, but I've been thinking. According to this, turning off the power erases the high score permanently. That score is like my one big life accomplishment.
What? If you don't hurry up, we could die in here!
Fair point, but what is life anyway, when compared to the immortality of a high score?
Soos! Are you out of your... There y'all are! Soos! Stop!
Soos, don't you dare.
Sorry, dude, today's been way stressful. I need some levity.
Oh, thank goodness. It was out of batteries. Soos, no!
No matter the score, I'm always ahead!
This cackling head's the voice of a generation. What?
You can argue that he's there to drive the plot forward, but no! Mabel is the cause of half the conflict in the show due to her mistakes and her selfishness. Anything that Soos ever causes, it could have easily been written another way where Mabel caused it instead. May I remind you that the 2 main characters are children.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going awesome! Bow, 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 bow.
Mabel, leave that thing alone.
Aw, I don't mind none.
Hey, look, I'm drinking water.
Twinkle, twinkle, little...
Mabel's friends suck and are annoying as shit, but they're needed in the plot to further Mabel's story a lot of the time, and they work. Well, mostly.
Candy! Oh my god!
Oh, we are so crazy tonight!
Who wants to smear makeup on my face?
The two main characters mess up and they make stupid decisions. They don't need a rat-toothed, obese man-child around doing the same childish shit they do. Somebody call Piaget, because that's too many children for me! They even acknowledge in a universe how much of a useless sack of shit he is.
Mabel, we've got to talk. This is a really high-stakes mission, and I'm a little worried about Soos coming along on this one. I love the guy, but sometimes he messes stuff up.
What? Since when?
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
Look, a fairy!
Oh, sorry, dude. I killed that fairy.
But that monster messed with the wrong crew. With Candy's spirit, Grinda's strength, Dipper's brains, and Soos here.
Look, everything's gonna be cool. All we gotta do to find a pig is follow this here yarn. We just keep following and following, and when we reach the end... Uh-oh. Which cave was it again?
Oh, Soos, you lost the trail!
Hey, come on. We'll find our way. Trust me. Sorry, dude.
Ugh, that is it! See, this is why I didn't want to bring you along.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is really important to Mabel, and you keep screwing everything up. You ruined our photograph, and now you've got us hopelessly lost.
But we're pterodactyl bros. I made t-shirts.
It's pronounced pterodactyl, and these shirts are useless. They're gigantic.
I have a different body type, dude!
Any role he serves in the plot, Wendy, a much more likable character, could do twice as well. She has an attractive personality, she's badass, she's confident, incredibly resourceful, and just look at that bathing suit, she's so fucking hot, I'd fuck the fuck out of her! She's probably the best character in the show, and she doesn't get nearly as much screen time as that fucking shitbag.
Believe in yourself.
But I... Oh, so cold.
They give Soos an entire episode to make you sympathize with him, but you still don't. In fact, you sympathize less because you get to see how much of a good-for-nothing sack of shit he is. My initial impression was that Zeus worked part-time at the Mystery Shack, but in the episode Gideon Rises, after the Mystery Shack is stolen from Stan, Soos tells us this.
Sure thing, Mr. Pines.
Soos, what are you doing here?
Since the Mystery Shack shut down, I've had to take a bunch of part-time jobs. Gravedigger, bus driver, really awesome cook.
The fact that he had to get several jobs to replace the single job he had means that he was making quite a lot of money. But if that's the case, why does his grandma's house look like a fucking crack den? We see where Soos lives for the first time in this episode. It's a rundown, seemingly abandoned building with cockroaches and broken cabinets. It looks as though it hasn't been inhabited for years. All they have in the fridge is ketchup, mustard, and an empty carton of milk. The fuck is Soos doing with all his money? He clearly has enough to feed his own fat ass, to buy video games for his home console.
Punch! Punch those leopards!
He can afford a big-ass keyboard, tons of soda, I could go on. He clearly doesn't clean or do anything around the house, really. He just lets his grandmother live in squalor while he sits in his room jerking off to the hentai video game that he bought for his desktop computer.
Never seen that one before. Virtually improve your dating skills. 9 out of 10 basement dwellers recommend. This is perfect!
Oh, it's just depressing.
I don't care if he grew up without a father. That doesn't excuse how he acts. I didn't have a father, and look at me, making a video on the internet about how much I hate fictional cartoon characters. Just listen to his grandmother, who clearly realizes how big of a loser her grandson is.
Reggie is engaged? But he's like the poor man's Soos.
I do not want to pressure you, but you are a man now. In a way, it's time for you to start meeting girls. I would like to see you settled before I ascend to heaven and live with the angels.
And with Grandpa.
No, he is not there.
See, that's what an actually funny joke sounds like. Also, do I need to mention that he was given a paradox-free time wish by a time traveler, and instead of, wishing that someone had invented a cure to cancer or that Hitler never rose to power, he just used it to basically just give Dipper and Mabel a water-free shower. I'm just gonna point that out.
Don't listen to Stan, dude. You're a sweet guy with a steady job and a pickup truck.
Would you date him?
Oh, would you? Look at that.
They set out to create a show that's all about mysteries, and they certainly did just that. They created the greatest mystery of all. Why the fuck is this character in the show? Once again, I'll say it. I love Gravity Falls. It's one of the few modern cartoons that really stuck with me. They clearly spent so much time lovingly writing and crafting this cartoon to the point of perfection. It was almost perfect, I'll give them that. but it's a damn shame they let a single character drag it down so much. Soos in Gravity Falls gave me the same feeling that Attenborough and Gurren Lagann did. I was experiencing something beautiful, but that beauty was besmirched by a hideous out-of-place character that served no other function in the story except to be laughed at, ha ha ha! And I hate that feeling. It's an awful feeling. It's like looking at a beautiful landscape painting, and then you notice something down in the bottom right-hand corner, and you look closer and you're like, is that a belly butt? That's a belly butt right there. Fuck! Now that I've seen it, I can't quit looking at it. It's ruined my enjoyment of this beautiful countryside. Who put a belly butt here? And just like that, belly butt went and ruined a painting for you. In preparation for this video, I rewatched Gravity Falls in its entirety, but this time, I imagined what it would be like if Soos hadn't been there. And I can honestly say I enjoyed it a lot more. If you can write a character completely out of a story and the story plays out exactly the same, really consider if that character is even worth keeping, because even if you don't realize it, it could be the difference between creating something great or creating something truly legendary. And I believe that Gravity Falls was one small misstep away from being legendary. Hashtag fuck Soos.